Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ness, and in today's video, we're building a modern loft with partitions, pillars, and counters, and a couple of new items from the Animal Crossing 2.0 update. I'm really excited to show you all the process and the end result, so let's get right into it. If you do enjoy content like this, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe and join the family. Enjoy the video. So I'm going to preface all of this by saying that this is on Harv's Island, and I was able to catalog some of the new furniture on a treasure island, so I am able to use these, but I don't actually have all of these items on hand yet. And if you've never used Harv's Island the way that I'm using it right now, it's basically if you catalog an item or if it's been in your pockets once, even if it's an item that you can't reorder from the catalog, you can still use it and play around with it. I usually come on Harv's Island to play around with a few interior items and just play around with customizations in general to see what kind of vibe and what kind of aesthetic or theme and color palette that I'm going for before I actually go ahead and order everything and redo the entire build in my actual house on my island. It helps a lot to do the customization on Harv's Island just because it cuts out a lot of time being wasted and a lot of resources being wasted. If you are customizing on your island, it does take a little while and it also takes resources. Instead of running back and forth to Nook's Cranny and getting customization kits, because it is annoying to buy 5 at a time or even 1 at a time to do projects, it's easier to come on Harv's. You press X and you're able to see the different variations that you're working with. There are still some limitations with some certain items. If you don't carry all the variations of them, you won't find them. So if you haven't cataloged the black color of the antique furniture, you won't have them. But that's why Reese and Cyrus are also super helpful, and having them on Harv's Island is honestly such a big quality of life update because you can just head on over to Tortimer, grab the item from your storage, and then go to Reese and Cyrus to customize that color for that furniture. And I really love that everything's kind of in one place now, because in this way it really helps when I want to decorate and I don't really know what kind of color palette I'm going for or what kind of items look good together, because I can sort of put it together on Harv's Island and not really commit to it until I'm happy with it, and then I can go ahead and order everything without sacrificing materials or that much time. So back to our build. I went with the grays, blacks, and whites, and every neutral color tone that you can have in this game. That's what I chose for this build because I really wanted a modern look, and of course with modern you're going to see cooler colors and you're not going to see as many brown colors, so everything here is going to be monochromatic and different tints and shades, but really across the board on the same type of color scale. And that's just what I really kept consistent with. I think cohesion really comes with that type of aesthetic when everything is centered around a color palette. And I've been asked a couple of times if there were any design tips that I would have, and while I'm not a professional, I would say this is one of the quote design tips that I have is center your build around a single color, or a singular color palette, because when everything gets too colorful and everything's different shades, it can get a little bit unkempt, whereas if you had the similar palette and similar colors, everything kind of works together and binds together seamlessly. So I guess that's like a little design tip that I have, but again, I'm not a professional, so I would say just do whatever you want, but that's what I do and that's what I find works for me. As for some other design tips to sort of make your build or area or even room more realistic, I try to emulate places I've seen in real life, or sometimes I'll add an animated object in the room. So obviously, when you place down the furniture, nothing is moving, but in this case, I added an oscillating fan, and I also added a TV, which I will turn on later. And then I also have a fragrance diffuser and also the wood burning stove. All of those items, they're moving. There's action in those items. And I don't know why, but I personally just feel like that it does breathe a little bit of life into builds, and it also just makes it look a little bit more lived in and realistic when you include items that do that. As for the partitions, pillars, and counters, they are new items, so I was struggling in figuring out what I really wanted to do with them. I feel like there's so much potential and so many new ways that we can design using these items, so I'm really excited, and I think I'll just be figuring it out as I go. But for now, I did use the partitions to block off the entryways into the other rooms in the house, and then I used the pillars to border those partitions, and I also used the pillars to separate the foyer of this loft and the kitchen. I also used the counters for its intended purpose, but I'm sure that there are a plethora of other ways to design with them. I use them as counters in the kitchen, and I really love that there's a marble variation of it. I think it worked so perfectly with my modern aesthetic. And then I also used the wooden partitions to kind of create a little bit more structure on the walls, so it's not just a square, there are things protruding out here and there, so it creates that character and creates that more realistic aesthetic in the area as well. Now we're on to decorating the bedroom, and I did realize here that I didn't before. When I was using the pillars as a dividing wall, I realized that it was a little bit obvious that it was different items because there would be a line in between them. However, when I was doing this pillar wall, I realized that if you rotate them once, it kind of looks a little bit more flush. It's not perfect still. You can still definitely tell, especially up close, that it is an item that is individually placed next to each other, but it does look a little bit more smooth, as you can see here, versus the pillar wall in the main room. So that's just, I guess, a little other design tip if you guys were looking for one. I think that pillars have so much potential in acting as dividers between rooms, and in this sense I used it to divide the bedroom and the closet and the bathroom. So I thought that was really cool. I feel like that was very apartment-esque. But let me know what you guys think so far of this build, because I was actually really happy with the way it turned out. I really love the way it looks, and I'm obsessed with the new items. I mean, all the new clothing items are super cute. Not to mention, I mean, just in general, the food items are to literally die and salivate over. But I want to hear how you guys have been after playing the update for a couple of weeks now, especially now with Happy Home Paradise being launched. I want to hear all about it. Let me know in the comments or just say hi, and I also hope you're having a really great day. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Ta-da! We're done. I am super happy with how this turned out. I love it. It's basically me manifesting that I get to live in a place similar to this in the future. I love the color palette and overall the aesthetics. I love it, and I really want to know what you guys think about it, so don't forget to let me know. And as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video and to spend some time with me as I build this. It means a lot to me, and it means so much that you guys interact and even comment or say hi underneath the video. I don't express it as much as I would like to, but I really love reading comments and I love interacting with everyone, so thank you for that. And until next time, have a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!